Should you settle down, get a regular 9 to 5, or should you take the road less travelled? To put things into context, I spent over 3 years learning to become a panel beater, and towards the end of that chapter I realised that I wanted something different from life. And so at the age of 22 I decided to sell all my things, pack my life into a backpack and head for Asia. Unknowingly to me at that time, the decision to leave a steady job and pursue a different path was the best decision of my life. Now, I completely understand if you have a certain goal, say a lawyer, a doctor, or anything that requires the traditional route of education and degrees. You know, some people know from a very young age exactly what they want to do and the path they have to take to get there. I was not one of these people. For many, many years, I questioned what my purpose was. And if you find yourself in a similar position, then this video is for you. Now, whatever path you decide to choose, it's important to ask one question. What are my priorities right now, and what direction do I want to go in? And if the answer to that is, stability and saving up for a pension, saving up for a house, all of these things, having a routine, then a 9 to 5 ticks all of them boxes. You can climb the career ladder, like I said, save up for things, and enjoy the things that come with being in one place for a prolonged period of time. However, if these things are not as appealing to you and you have a call in for something maybe more unconventional, untraditional, then traveling is the answer. If you are like me and you have this feeling of, not sure what you want to do, unsure of your purpose, then I guarantee that leaving your hometown will provide you with some answers. If there is even a small part of you that craves something else, that asks the question, is there more to life than a 9 to 5? Then traveling is the answer. It is the way. And for me, I knew from a pretty young age that I wanted to travel. It was my dream for such a long time. And I also knew from a pretty young age that I didn't want to dedicate my entire life to a big company. And so I took the leap of faith. I took the leap into the unknown. And like I said, for me, I started in Asia. I started in Sri Lanka. But for you, it can be anywhere. Africa, South America, Australia, Europe, anywhere. And the world is just such a big and diverse place, and it is waiting for you to explore it. Firstly, the experiences that you have will truly be unlike anything else you've ever had before. And it is an incredible way to develop as a person. You'll learn about the world around you as well as who you are. And you'll learn pretty quickly that your world and your experience is vastly different to everyone else's world and everyone else's experience. And that is so eye-opening. And for the first time in your life, you might have this sense of ultimate freedom. You can choose to do as you like. And the longer you spend in that space, the more you understand what direction you want to go in life. And at a deeper level, you begin to understand your purpose. The people and connections that you make will radically change the way in which you see the world. I mean, how many people do you know that has decided to let go of their life at home and start a new chapter in a foreign country with nothing but a backpack and a boatload of dreams? The chances are you probably don't know that many. And so if you decide to go and travel and pursue this route, you will find that you are constantly meeting like-minded people. So many times I've instantly found a deep connection with someone. We're having a deep talk. I don't know their name. I don't know where they're from. I don't know their age. And that's because you tend to bypass the small talk and you go right to what matters. What are people passionate about? What makes them fired up? Why have they decided to take this untraditional route? After being on the road for some time, I saw that I was developing as a person. And if you decide to go solo, you will be met with uncomfortable situations. And from that, you will learn communication skills, problem-solving skills, and you will be entirely responsible for your own well-being. When we're at home, we find a routine and we find comfort, but we do not grow from comfort. We grow from difficult situations and learning how to navigate through them. Personally, I have developed a completely new outlook on life. I see life in a very different way than I did before I left. I don't worry about things that I can't control, and I've learned to trust the process. And through my experience, I have come to learn that the world is a beautiful place full of beautiful humans. And we usually get our ideas of a people or of a place from, media, film, TV, news, etc., right? But until we actually go out and go to these people, go to these places, we will never develop our own true perspective. We have to go and meet these people and visit these places so that we can walk away with our own experience. Figuring out how to get a local bus, how to book a plane, find accommodation, and find places to eat are all things that you will experience on a daily basis when you travel. And when we're at home and we drive to work and we take the same route every day, we have a lack of variation. But when you travel, you are going to be met with opportunities that would make it difficult for you not to try new things, right? There's so many things, hobbies, just different things in this world that we are yet to try. And when you travel, you can do things like volunteering, which gives you a really good insight into what you're good at. And ultimately, it will lead you closer to your purpose. When you're in a foreign country, wandering the world, remind yourself that nobody knows who you are and nobody knows what your story is. When we are surrounded by people that we know, our family, our friends, our value is often tied to our story. And that makes complete sense because we have shared, history and experiences with these people. But when you are always meeting new people, they have nothing, there's no story to tie you to. So they meet you in a new light, right? They don't know what you've accomplished or what you haven't accomplished. And that feeling of just nobody knowing who you are is so incredibly liberating because you can constantly reinvent yourself and find new parts of yourself. I came back after 21 months with an immense sense of gratitude. I have figured that in order to appreciate what we have to witness people who do not have them same things. On top of that, I came back with all of these rich and wonderful stories, beautiful connections, and a wealth of experience. Saying all of that, I also acknowledge that I'm very grateful to have, supportive family and friends, to have low responsibilities, and for everything to line up perfectly to allow me to live this lifestyle. I understand that it's not possible for everyone, but for me, I understood that I'm young and I don't know what I want from life. So I just thought, why don't I try and just go and find out, go out into the world, figure out what I'm good at, figure out what I'm not so good at, and from there I'll have a real good backbone of understanding, what my purpose is. And now that I am home, I can confidently say that I have found my purpose. And this video is just a reminder that the 9 to 5 is not for everyone. It doesn't even have to be about travel, and rather just accepting the idea that there are so many possibilities out there and our purpose does not have to be tied to our job. You are still to experience the happiest days of your life, and you are still to meet all the people that will love you deeply. If an alternative path is on your mind, then I urge you to explore it. If you decide to settle down now, the question of what if will never disappear. And if you go and you don't like it, you can always book a ticket back home. If not now, then when?